Hi students, today topic is intake and conveyance of water and pipe joints and laying of pipelines. Entire topic is collection and conveyance of water. Clear? That is in the subject of environment engineering 1, second unit. Clear? What is intake and conveyance of water? Clear? What is intake and conveyance of water? Intake nothing but collecting water from the sources. Clear? And conveyance or conveying nothing but passing, pumping, either different words meaning. Clear? What is the meaning of intake and conveyance means the water is collecting from the surface sources for the water supply. Clear? Collecting water from the surface source, that is nothing but intake. For the purpose of water supply scheme is known as intake, and enter this process to maintain a structure, the structure which are constructed for this purpose. Clear? Maintain some structure, maintain enter this point of view. That one is nothing but intake works. Clear? Selection of intake point is nothing but when the water is collecting from the surface sources. Already previous classes I am saying that what type of sources, that is two types of sources, that one is surface sources and underground sources. Surface means either visibility, underground sources means not visible. Clear? Different types of surface is there, and mainly construction construction points. Clear? Intake points, when the intake point should we satisfy the condition for the development of water throughout the year. Development of water nothing but continuously supplying of water throughout the intake point or intake works. That is in the already previous class we are discussing about inundation irrigation, perennial canal, or in that perennial means availability throughout the year, water is available. That is in the topic. Clear? When the water at the site should be more. Clear? And the excessive treatment also is avoided. Clear? More and less clear. Clear nothing but water percentage or water content is more, and quality is more, and less clear means any disturbance is less. That is in point of view excessive treatment is avoided. When water quality is there, treatment is avoided. Clear? That is the meaning of second point. The intake site should be easily accessible. Easily accessible means either visiting point of view, any repair point of view. um, this one is meaning of third point. Another one is accessible means either intake point and collecting point is too far away, and the traveling time and any disturbance in between gap and repairs and damages, breaking, leakages, and a lot of amount of water is polluted point of view, wastage point of view. That one is easily accessible. The site should not be on the curve of the river, not laid on the curve of the river, and the site should not be selected at the zone of heavy current current which may damage the structure of intake works. The structure not laying or constructed in the point of view heavy current, high voltage point of view. The site should be selected as near as possible to treatment plant to reduce the conveyance cost. The site and the treatment plant in between the distance is very low, and in process conveyance cost is also low. That is 6 point. The site should not be at the zone of the river where the pollution of water is suspected. Either intake point is not near at surroundings of the river. Clear? When the water is percolated to the intake point, that is when the river pollution of water nothing but human consumption means habits of people are washing clothes, washing vehicles, different criteria, that when the water is polluted. Clear? That is a selection points criteria of the intake points. Okay. Next, types of intake works, either considering these types of works to collect water with the help of pumps, with the help of conducts or sewers or pipes, through either having necessary to treat the water to the treatment plant, not having or not necessary to treat the water, directly pumping to the consumers. Clear? That is types of intake works. Intake works may be of various types depending on the available sources of surface water. Surface water. These are the examples of the surface of water: river intake, lake intake, reservoir intake, canal intake. Clear? River intake. A circular or rectangular sample. A circular or rectangular. This one is artificial. That is nothing but we are constructed. We are laying. Clear? A circular or rectangular sample is constructed with masonry work in the bank of the river in such a way that the water can enter the well in both the conditions such as HFL and LWL. Flood level, water level. That is in the image. High flood level, low water level, basic level. A river screens point of view. Clear? Either water enter into the this one. Clear? And collecting water with the help of pipe, with the help of pumping unit. Clear? Water is taking with the help of huge amount of water is there. We are then using a pumping unit with the help of motors. Either that one is different types of pumps is there. Clear? The water enters into the clear. The water enters the sample through the pipes installed at different levels. Installed. Clear? The screens are provided different levels, nothing but different levels, nothing but this one is screens are provided at the end of the pipes to eliminate the suspended matter. Having any nuisance or suspended colloidal particles in the screens are retained. Clear? That is. And next, a main suction pipe having strainer at the bottom inserted into the sample as shown in figure. Clear? This one is strainer. Okay. And the main pipe is connected to the pumping unit which that delivers water to the treatment plant, and the water is connected to this one, and strainer is also having any matter, floating matter, any nuisance. This one is retained position, does not enter into the pipe, and the water floating is freely, not any nuisance point of view. Clear? With the help of a pumping unit. Clear? That is in the pumping unit. Clear? Next, the tapping water from river. The site condition will guide the type of structure to be constructed in the middle of the river. In that case, all precautions should be taken to protect the structure from silting and heavy current of the river. In the point of view, when a river, when an intake structure is laid on the in middle of river, the precautions should be considered. That precautions nothing but silting point of view and heavy current, and these two precautions we are taking that when we are construct a river intake in the middle of the river. Clear? That is a river intake point of view. Next one, lake intake. Lake intake nothing but this is the example of the image of the lake intake point. This one is a man-made structure, that one is artificial with the help of concrete or brick. Clear? This one is pumping, this one is pipe with the help of pipe and pumping unit. High water level, low water level. Clear? A submersible rectangular chamber is constructed at the bottom of the lake from where water can be available throughout the year. Clear? The top cover of the chamber consists of several holes having a gratings on grating on to the prevent the entry of when the using of grating. Sorry, I'm mistaking grating. GRATIN grating prevent the entry of debris, aquatics, leaves, etc. That is nothing but any floating matter covers leaves, tree branches, roots, that is in the retain in the position of grating, that is does not enter into the chamber. Clear? A bell mouthed pipe is provided in the chamber. Clear? This one is grating or grating, nothing but this one is when this plate or this chamber is provided, when the floating matter, that one is leaves, branches or any other, does not enter into the this area, this platform or chamber. Clear? A bell mouthed pipe, that one is bell mouthed. Clear? Bell mouthed pipe is provided the chamber which contains screen at the top. The bell mouthed pipe is connected to the pumping unit through the suction pipe with shown in figure. Clear? Shown in figure. This one is the pump house draw water from the chamber and delivers to the treatment plant. This is the water conveying position to the directly with the help of pumping unit with pumps to the treatment plants. Clear? This one is with the help of a masonry structure. This one is also and pipe laying position brick pillar. Clear? That is lake intake structure. And type this one is. Next one, reservoir intake. What is the meaning of reservoir? That is nothing but huge amount of water is stored in particular position and entire period point of view. Clear? And intake, when the water is collecting from the surface sources and stored into the either in that particular position, that is a reservoir intake. If an inundation river becomes the only nearby source of water for a town, then weir or low dam may be constructed across the river to form a reservoir. In inundation means particular period of water is available. Perennial means not throughout the year water is available. The dam may be earthen or gravity type, which depends on the site condition. Dam may be earthen or gravity. Clear? When the dam is placed in the highest position. Clear? However, the intake well is constructed on the body of the weir or dam in such a way that the water can be tapped throughout the year. Intake pipes with the screens at its ends are fitted with at a different level to a vertical pipe which is provided inside the well. That is in the image of and components in a particular reservoir intake. This is the water collecting position, high water level and low water level position. This is screens. This is screens and water is collecting these positions. Clear? This one is a dam and the position of this one is constructed at the edges. Clear? Next, the pumping unit draw water from the reservoir directly and delivers to the treatment plant. When the water is collecting this point of view directly through the pumping house and directly to the treatment plant. Clear? And next one, canal intake. This one is a small amount of water is available. If a canal becomes the source of water for a town, then an intake well is constructed by the bank. This is the example of a canal intake. This one is canal bank. When the constructed for this chamber collecting water. Clear? When the percolating from soil to the soils water collecting in position. This is the chamber. That one is FSL and low water level. Clear? If a canal becomes the source of water for a town, then the intake well is constructed. Intake well means collecting well constructed by the bank of the canal. The well may be circular or rectangular and it is constructed with masonry work, and mainly the intake pipe is extended below the lowest water level of the canal and it carries a hemispherical screen at the end. This one is when the intake pipe is extended below the lowest water level canal and it carries a clear lowest position. This is the example of lowest position and the water collecting last position. The manhole is provided on the top well on the well cap in inspection work. Any nuisance point of view with the help of manhole to reduce the or to remove the nuisance in the chamber or position. The intake pipe is connected to the pumping unit for sending water to the treatment plant. This is to the treatment plant. Intake point and pumping house. Next one is to treatment plant. This is the canal intake point of. Okay. Next, conveyance of water. Conveyance means pumping of water. Clear? How to convey the water. Clear? The conveyance of water depending upon the conditions and characters. Clear? Conditions nothing but gravity flow and pressure flow. Gravity conduits and pressure conduits. Conduits nothing but channel. It's a path, it's a way. Clear? Gravity conduits. Gravity conduits are those which the water flows under the more action of gravity. Then having gravity, then water is directly delivered to the last intake of the um, last collecting point or last dead end point. Clear? When the water flow to the distribution in such a conduit, the gradient line will be coincide with the water surface and will be parallel to the bed of the conduit. In such a flow, the water is along all along the atmospheric pressure, and there is no pressure term in Bernoulli's equation. That is not useful in that Bernoulli basically used, but in basically example point of view, gravity conduits is basic example. The water is having gravitational force, the water having gravitational force and freely to the deliver to the last position or last point of the um, dead end point of the communities. The water is freely to the conveying. Pressure conduits. In pressure conduits means having some pressure with the help of a mission's point of view. In pressure conduits, which are closed conduits and such as no air can be entered into them, the water flows under pressure above the atmospheric pressure. When having pressure, when using that hydraulics or missions, the hydraulic gradient line for such a conduits can be obtained joining the water surface elevations in the piezometers installed in the conduits at various places. Piezometers are in that pressure variation. Pressure variation means nothing but either some zones means some villages, some intake points, either that point and that place. Much more, not much more having water. In particular, various place having much more water, and particular position piezometer is provided and water pressure and water is observed. And next one is another one of the important topic is the conveyance of water in different types of pipes is used. When the pipes is nothing but material based pipes we are used. What are the material based pipes is nothing but asbestos cement pipe, cast iron pipe, cement concrete pipe, galvanized iron pipe, and lead pipe, and also lead pipe, steel pipe, and copper pipe and plastic pipe, and many more different types of pipes is there. These pipes are used to convey the water from one place to another place. Clear? Next one, pipe joint. When pipes is placing, usually the pipes having some distance, but water is conveying a huge amount of distance in between point of view. In between the joints we are placing pipe joints. Different types of pipe joints is there. Different types of pipe joints we are providing different joints is there. Clear? Pipe joints. The pipes are manufactured in small lengths varying from 2 meters to 5 meters. But the time of laying of pipes are joined together to make them continuously. The selection of the type of joint depends on the pipe material, internal pressure, site condition. Based upon condition, we are prefer different types of pipe joints is there. Pipe joints is there. Clear? For cast iron and wrought iron pipes, bell and spigot joints. For steel pipes, welded or riveted joints. For RCC and AC pipes, collar joints. For temporary works, flanged or threaded joints. For temperature change, in particularly expansion joint. For places where a settlement is suspected, flexible joints is there, mainly for the cast iron and steel pipes, RCC pipes, and a temperature change position. These types of joints we are mainly used. Here, first one, bell and spigot joints. Bell and spigot joints nothing but cast and wrought iron. That one is cast iron means basically example of iron pipes. Clear? Bell and spigot joints. The plain end of the pipe is the plain end of the pipe. Another end of the pipe that is nothing but is known as spigot and spigot end, and the expanded end is known as bell end. Bell end. The yarn of hump is wound rounded to the spigot end, and a rubber gasket is placed. Clear? Rubber gasket is placed tightly over the yarn. The spigot end is now inserted into the bell end in such a way that is properly set in position. Then the gap of the joint filled up with the molten lead by suitable pouring device as shown in figure. The lead shrinks on cooling, then it is tightened by means of chalking tool and hammer. Clear? This one is bell mouth, this one is separate pipe, this one is separated pipe. This one is a starting position of the pipe, that is nothing but a bell mouth. This one is end position of the pipe. These are placed with the help of tightening, nothing but a lead. Clear? Lead, ampion, these are the nothing but does not enter into the fluids or air or etc, which may be tightened. Clear? Next one, collar joint. That is one type of example of pipe joints. Collar joint is recommended for joining the RCC pipes and asbestos cement pipes. That one is provided the both ends of these pipes. So before joining, the pipes are face to face at the same level. A gasket or hub is placed between the grooves. Clear? These are the same. Two ends are same. Clear? Two ends are same. That is RCC pipe providing a cement mortar, that is nothing but simple. Clear? This one is rubber gasket collar, that one is nothing but one type of clear. And it is placed properly at the joint. The position of the collar is checked so that it may be have same lap on the both the pipes. Then the shape then the space between the pipes and the collar is filled with the collar, nothing but ring position. Okay, either ring model or ring shape is filled up with the cement mortar with 1:1. Clear? That one is cross section position, either in that particularly in practical way, that one is roundly throughout the position. Clear? And the surface is finished at the 45 degree. Next one is expansion joint. Expansion nothing but providing additional water supply. The expansion joint is recommended for the places where the elongation or shortening of the pipe may be having due to the change of atmospheric temperature. Okay, this is the position of expansion joint. We are using that pipe joints. Clear? Next one, flange joint. This is also one of the pipe joints example, important one. This type of joint is recommended for the temporary works. Temporary work where the pipeline may be dismantled of the work or it may be shifted. Clear? Next, flexible joints. Flexible joint. This types of joint is recommended for the place where the settlement of the pipeline may occur. For this joint, one pipe has spigot and another bead end, and the other pipe has socket and with the spherical shape. This one is okay. Clear? These flexible joint. The cast iron ring is placed in the position and cast iron flooring ring is fixed at the sockets. Clear? Ring. Okay. And nuts and bolts. Thread end joints. Thread end nothing but this one is. This type of joint recommended for the connecting GI pipes. GI pipes. Here the ends of pipes are plain with the threads on the other outside. The joints require sockets which are threaded on inside to make the joint watertight. Either zinc point of view or hemian applied on the threads. Then the socket is tightened so that the pipes are held firmly in position. Threaded nothing but one end is plain as well as threading. This one is joints is placed with the help of threading or with the help of some material that is either zinc point of hemp or applied on the threads when the watertight is there, airtight or watertight. Clear? And another one is design aspects of pipelines. One of the design aspects is nothing but laying of pipeline. Laying of pipeline nothing but the laying of pipeline should be done according to the stages. Okay, marking of center line and the width of the trench. Mainly laying of pipeline means either water is flowing one place to another place. The main thing is laying. Laying nothing but pipe or pipes are placing in the ground, that is in the position of level is there. Not having leveling in particular position, pressure is there and easily to break the pipes and water is wasted and pollution is there. Not having any nuisance in particular position, laying of pipelines should be precautions should be maintained. Clear? The precautions are in the stages. What type of stages? Nothing but first one is marking of a center line and the width of the trenches. This is an example of the ground surface marking, that is nothing but one end of the pipe and another one is pipe and with the joint placing. That one is huge amount of soil is digging. Clear? Or in that particular position is excavating. Excavating means either remove the water having some depth, like that small pond or canal model. Clear? Next one is excavation of a trench. Trench nothing but a small amount of pond, or this is example. Trench nothing but this one is either position is rectangular or square or whatever it may be, that one is trench. The excavation of trench is carried out according to the making on the ground. The excavated earth should be dumped on the both sides of the trench. The depth of the trench should not be less than 19 centimeters. Should not be, and that one is minimum of 1 meter. Export approximately minimum of 1 meter to protect the pipeline from being of damaged external loads on surface of the pipes. Not having any damages, so should be maintained 1 meter depth below the surface level. The excavation should be done carefully so that the underground cables, telephones or other systems not damaged. Clear? That is one type of excavation of a trench. Next one, excavation of trench. Next one is next one is preparation of next one is preparation of a subgrade point of view, that is in particular position excavation of trench. And another one is side protection of trench. Clear? This trench having banks is freely suspended and the entire soil is same position, this position suspended and having distribution disturbed is there. And another point is side protection of trench. Side protection means nothing but sides are in that hard soils. Clear? That is a laying point of view. When the excavation is done along the hard soil, the side protection may not be provided. When the excavation runs along the loose soil, the side protection must be provided to against the trench from the collapsing. Not providing side protection, the entire side, this one is collapsing or freely to suspended. Clear? That's why side protection of trench we are provided. Next one is preparation of subgrade. Clear? Subgrade. For small diameter of pipes, subgrade is prepared by the simply remaining a layer of sandy or clay soil or a murram to thickness of about 15 centimeters to 30 centimeters. Clear? Sometimes a single layer of brick float soiling may be provided. This is one type of preparation of subgrade when pipe is laying in position. For large diameter of pipelines we are placing, subgrade is to maintain height. This one is subgrade position below the pipeline. That one is large diameter and small diameter. Clear? Next one is dumping of material. The pipes and other joint materials should be dumped on the excavated earth along the one side of the trench. While unloading, care should be While unloading, care should be taken that the pipes may not be damaged by breaking or any other cracking. Dumping of materials, either dumping nothing but places when the pipes placed in trenches to maintain carefully to maintain precautions that in nothing but care should be taken to the pipes may not be damaged, cracking and breaking. When breaking or damaged, cracking easily to water is enter outside. Clear. Next, laying and joining of pipes. So laying means placing of pipes and joining of two pipes. That is when the bed of the trench is properly prepared. Bed of the trench, that one is clear. Properly prepared, the pipes are dropped in the trench carefully and placed side by side properly. That one is side by side. This one is cross section position, but the large diameter pipes should be placed on the trench by crane or other mechanical device. Then the operation of joining are done according to the recommended joints. Recommended joints means previously we are telling that different joints is their materials, RCC, spigots and bell mouthed or collar joints are different types of joints is we are placing that laying and pipe, joining of pipes. Next, testing. After completion of the work, that is nothing but pipe should be uh, fitting is correct or not. Any damaged, any leakage is there, air enter into the outside. The pipeline should be tested to detect the leakage, if any leakage in the pipeline. That one is pressure test, leakage test by the empirical formula. This is an example of mathematical example. This one is pressure test. Pressure nothing but applying some air or water. The section a section of the pipeline should be filled with the water and pressure should be applied by pump. The pressure is noted on the pressure gauge. If the pressure on the gauge falls gradually, then it indicates the leakage in that section of the pipeline. The leakage should be detected at the rectified accordingly. uh, if the pressure on the gauge falls gradually, pressure in pressure gauge, pressure is gradually decreasing, leakage is detected. And next, leakage test by empirical formula. The example is L is equal to ND of root P by 3.3, allowable leakage, number of joints, diameter of pipeline in mm, that was centimeters also taken, applied pressure in kg per centimeter. Clear? Filling up the trench. Filling means after completion of the laying of pipelines, filled with that trench. After testing and rectification, if any, the excavated earth from the both sides is dropped in the trench gradually in layers. Clear? And each layer is tamped tightly and lightly by tamping rod. Finally, the top surface is removed with extra earth in the shape of ridge, which is gets level in course of a time. Clear? That is in uh, filling filling up the trench. This one is example of the trench after completion of laying of pipes filled with soil. That one is completion of trench filled with soil, filling up with the trench. Clear? These are the design aspects of the pipelines or laying of pipelines. Clear? Thank you.